Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to Social Science online teaching classes from Vishwamanava Residential High School. I am Mahboobi, your social science teacher. My dear students, now in today's class we are going to discuss about economics part of the first lesson, that is natural resources. Natural resources. In this lesson, we are going to discuss some of the important concepts like first one is what is the meaning of natural resources and what are the types of natural resources. Then second point, scarcity of resources. Third point, the need for conservation of resources. And the fourth point, ways to reduce our ecological footprint. These points we are going to discuss in this lesson. My dear students, now in today's class we will learn about what is the meaning of natural resources and what are the types of natural resources, then scarcity of resources. These points we are going to discuss in this class. Okay, my dear students, let's start. Dear students, previously you learned that human wants are unlimited, but the resources to satisfy these wants are limited. Human wants are unlimited, but the resources to satisfy these wants are limited, which gives rise to the problem of scarcity. Understand? Then, resources is a broad term indicating all the materials that humans use in conducting their economic activities of production, exchange, and consumption. Resources is a term indicating all the materials that humans use in conducting their economic activities of production, economic activities of exchange and consumption. Dear students, among the various types of resources, then natural resources are the major one of the sources that are available for human use. Natural resources are the major sources that are available for human use. These are the gift of nature, without which the survival of life is impossible. All of you know that these are the gift of nature. Without natural resources, which the survival of life is impossible. My dear students, like sunlight, water, air, forest, soil, biodiversity, minerals, etc. These are the natural resources. Okay, my dear students, let's move on. What is the meaning of natural resources? And what are the types of natural resources that we are going to discuss? My dear students, natural resources means it is a naturally acquiring substance that are considered valuable in their natural form. Naturally acquiring substance that are considered valuable in their natural form is called as natural resources. For example, sunlight, water, air, forest, soil, biodiversity, etc. These are the natural resources. Then another meaning of natural resources, that is minerals. Materials or substance acquiring in nature which can be exploited for economic gain is called as natural resources. Acquiring in a nature which can be exploited for economic gain is called as natural resources. It is a naturally acquiring substance that are considered valuable in their natural form is called as natural resources. My dear students, the soil which grows food, water that supports many of our activities, the trees that gives us many services, the air we breathe, the minerals that we are raw materials for many products are all natural resources. Soil, water, trees, forest, air, minerals, these are natural resources. Without these, our life would not have been so comfortable. Without this, our life is would not have been impossible, not comfortable. Understand? Okay, my dear students, natural resources are generally classified into two types. Broadly classified into two types. One is renewable resources, another one is non-renewable resources. Renewable resources means some natural resources get replenished as we use is called as renewable resources. Natural resources get replenished is called as renewable resources. For example, water, land, forest, air, sunlight and heat are the best examples of renewable resources. Understand? Natural resources get replenished as we use is called as renewable resources. Then the nature through its natural process goes on replenished. These are also called as non-executable resources. Renewable resources is also called as non-executable resources. Understand? Now, next, non-renewable resources. Non-renewable resources, my dear students, non-renewable resources, it is natural resources get non-replenished. It is non-replenished. Nature cannot replenish through its process, and so they are also known as non-renewable resources. Understand? And it is also called as executable resources. Non-renewable resources is also called as executable resources. What are the examples of non-renewable resources? For example, minerals like iron ore, copper, gold, manganese, bauxite, etc. These are the examples of non-renewable resources. Mineral fuels like coal, petroleum, natural gas, uranium, thorium, etc. These are also examples of non-renewable resources. Understand? Renewable resources and non-renewable resources. My dear students, natural resources are broadly classified into two types. One is renewable resources, another one is non-renewable resources. Okay, my dear students, then resources can also be classified as two types. Resources can also classified as two types. One is biotic resources, another one is abiotic resources. Resources has broadly classified into two types. One is biotic resources, another one is abiotic resources. My dear students, biotic means it is derived from living organisms. Understand? And abiotic means it is derived from non-living organisms is called as abiotic resources. My dear students, don't be confused. Resources has broadly classified into two types. One is biotic, another one is abiotic. Biotic resources, it has derived from living organisms, for example, plants, animals, etc. These are the examples of a biotic. Then, abiotic resources are derived from non-living organisms, non-living components of the nature. For example, water, soil, minerals, etc. Understand? Now, let's move to scarcity of resources. What is the meaning of scarcity of resources? My dear students, scarcity of resources, all our basic needs like food, shelter, cloth, etc. These are the basic needs of a human being. Understand? Food, shelter and cloth, these are the basic needs of every human being. All our basic needs, etc. Food, shelter, cloth, etc. are made out of various natural resources like air, water, soil, minerals, coal, petroleum, animals, plants, etc. Understand? All our basic needs. All our basic needs. But how long these precious materials of the nature will be available for our use? How long these precious materials of the nature will be available for our use? That's growing population. Then rapid industrialization and urbanization have created heavy demand on all these materials. Created a heavy demand on these materials. Growing population, rapid industrialization and urbanization have created a heavy demand to all these materials, especially in relation to our ever increasing wants. The available resources are severely secure. Well, non-renewable resources are available in fixed quantity. Non-renewable resources are likely to exploited behind their regeneration rate. My dear students, in the scarcity of resources, all our basic needs, all of you know that basic needs of human being like food, shelter, cloth, etc. In that food, cloth, shelter, etc. These out of various natural resources like air, water, soil, minerals, coal, petroleum, animals, plants, etc. In these, growing population, rapid industrialization and urbanization have created a heavy demand all these materials. Then, in the non-renewable and the renewable resources, non-renewable resources are available in only for a fixed quantity. It is only for a fixed quantity. Renewable resources are likely to be exploited behind their regeneration rate. Fixed quantity, non-fixed quantity. Renewable and non-renewable resources. Then, my dear students, let's move to what are the main important factors of increasing scarcity? What are the main important factors of increasing scarcity? One is overpopulation. Second one is growing industrialization. Third one is expanding urban areas. Fourth one is atmospheric pollution. Atmospheric pollution. And fifth one is water pollution and land degradation. These are the main important factors of increasing scarcity. My dear students, let us discuss one by one. One is overpopulation. My dear students, overpopulation, it has increasing population requires additional land for growing additional food, and it is also for providing shelter. Growing additional food and providing shelter, which is met through conserving of forest land into agriculture land and agriculture land into residential, commercial and industrial land. My dear students, the main important factors of increasing scarcity of resources, one is overpopulation. All of you know that, my dear students, India is the second largest country in the world. India is the second largest populated country in the world. All of you know that. Overpopulation, it has increasing population requires additional land for growing additional food and for providing shelter is also providing shelter, which is through conserving of forest into agriculture land and agriculture land into residential, commercial and industrial land. These are the important factors of increasing scarcity of resources. One is overpopulation. Then the second one is growing industrialization. Growing industrialization is another important factors of increasing scarcity. Growing industrialization, with increased industrialization, extracting of minerals or crude oil and water increase, resulting in emptying of mines, oil wells and water resources. Dear students, growing industrialization, it is one of the second major factors of increasing scarcity. Growing industrialization, it has increased industrialization and extracting of minerals ore. It is also extracting of minerals ores and it provide for crude oil and water, increasing, resulting in emptying of mines, oil wells and water sources. Next, move to expanding urban areas. The another important factors of increasing scarcity of resources, that is expanding urban areas. Urban areas, all of you know that it is a very high population, very big population lives in a small area. Urban areas are those where a big population lives in a small area. Naturally, the demand for resources and generation of wastes in very high, contributing to reduction in quantity and quality of resources. My dear students, urban areas, it is one of the big population lives in a small area. Naturally, all of you know that the demand for resources and generating of waste is very high, contribution to reduction in quantity and quality of resources we can see in urban areas. Just you can imagine Bangalore. Bangalore, it is the big city in Karnataka. Just imagine the plight of Bangalore, which receive Kaveri water from hundreds of kilometers away, and that pure water is converted into wastewater by household and industrial units. Just you can imagine the plight of Bangalore. How to expanding of urban areas. Understand? Then let's move to another important factors of increasing scarcity of resources, that is atmospheric pollution. The atmospheric pollution, it has a greater burning of fossil fuels. It is the greater burning of fossil fuels like coal, diesel, petroleum. These are the fuels of atmospheric pollution: coal, diesel, and petrol. In that, more harmful elements like carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, soot, and dust get into their air polluting. This reduces the availability of clean air. My dear students, atmospheric pollution. How to atmospheric pollution increase? With the greater burning of fossil fuels like coal, diesel, and petrol, more harmful elements like carbon dioxide and sulfide, hydrogen sulfide get into their air polluting. These reduce the availability of air clean or clean air. Then let's move to another important last main factors of scarcity of resources, that is water pollution and land degradation. My dear students, water pollution and land degradation, when the human, hospital, industrial and other waste are dumped into open space. They affect the land and water, reducing the quality as well as availability. Water is also polluted by agricultural and household activities. My dear students, water pollution and land degradation. All of you know that how to pollute water. When the human, hospital, industrial and other waste are dumped into the open space. Understand? Then they affect the land and water. Then after, they reducing the quality as well as availability. Water is also polluted by the agricultural and household activities also. Then these are the important main factors of increasing scarcity of resources. One is overpopulation, second one is growing industrialization, third one is expanding urban areas, fourth one is atmospheric pollution, and fifth one is water pollution and land degradation. Then therefore the increase in pollution, therefore the increasing population and their increased economic activities have increased scarcity and affected the quality of resources also. Understand? Increasing in population and increasing in economic activities have increased scarcity. These are affected by the quality of resources. Then, in the last concept, scarcity of resources can be overcome. How? However, the scarcity of resources can be overcome. One is exploration and discovery of new sources of resources. Investing and discovery of new sources of resources. That is one of the major scarcity. Then the second one is discovering substitute and alternatives like solar and wind power in the place of coal power, ethanol in place of diesel, plastic furniture in place of wooden furniture, etc. How to scarcity can be overcome? One is exploring and discovery of new sources of resources. To discover new types of sources of resources. Then second one is discovering substitute and alternatives, like for example solar and wind power in the place of coal power, ethanol in the place of diesel, plastic furniture in the place of wooden furniture, etc. Then the third one is increasing the efficiency of resources use. Increasing the efficiency of resources. For example, machines that consume less resources, like 4-stroke engine in the place of a 2-stroke engine. Understand? Increasing the efficiency of resources use. Then government policies to regulate overuse of resources and pollution. Government policies to regulate and overuse of resources and pollution. Then last one is educating policies to regulate overuse of resources and educating people about conserving of resources and less polluting ways of doing everyday activities. My dear students, educating people about conserving of resources and less polluting ways of doing everyday activities. These are the overcomes of scarcity of resources. One is exploration and discovering of new sources of resources. Second one is discovering substitutes and alternatives. Third one is increasing the efficiency of resources use. Fourth one is provided government policies to regulate overuse of resources and pollution. And the fifth one is educating people about conservation of resources. These are the overcomes of scarcity of resources. Understand? Okay, my dear students, in today's class we have learned what is the meaning of natural resources and what are the types of natural resources and what are the types of resources. Then scarcity of resources, what are the main important factors of scarcity of resources, and scarcity can be overcome. However, the scarcity can be overcome. These points we have learned in this class. Okay, my dear students, the next class we discuss about need for conservation of resources and how to ways to reduce our ecological footprint. These points we are going to discuss next class. Okay, my dear students, thank you.